Unprotected environment, unspoken topic, and unheard voice can definitely harm anybody in this society. So, happy morning to everybody. I'm Yashodai Damodaran from First Step Institute, a gateway to unleash the potential within yourself. I'm a Posh consultant, and my consultancy has 50 wonderful Posh consultants who are spread across India to help companies to stay safe and provide a safe working environment to their employees. So what we do regarding POSH is we create a POSH committee, an internal committee that can hear on POSH cases. We spread awareness on how to prevent yourself from any kind of sexual harassment to the employees. And finally, we help companies to submit their annual report to the nodal officer. So what is this POSH and what are various things that are surrounded around POSH? My trainers are coming along with me and a beautiful panel to discuss about various things on POSH. So do like, share, and subscribe this YouTube channel so that you can receive more and more updates on POSH. So here we go with various speakers on various topics of POSH. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sure this is going to be interesting. So, Manju, just look forward. We have great speakers
Yes.
who are going to take over the entire flow with all the posh and all the issues, all the questions which our viewers have. And over to you, Nafisa. We have the first question coming to Nafisa Nazinin, who has also been a posh trainer with Yashodai and the First Institute. I would like to ask you, Nafisa. I have been listening to sexual harassment, a crime of morality and sexuality. Sexual harassment is a power play by man towards woman, and lots more which we hear of man, women, man. Only women are harassed, or only men are sexual harassers, and many other myths, misconceptions, and lot of other questions which keep coming to my mind by many people. Here we want you to clarify what could be the different myths and facts on POSH with what you would want the viewers to know.
Sure. Thank you so much for the question, Raina madam. And hello, everyone. I am Nafisa Nazneen, blessed to be mother of a smart son, wife to a loving, talented, handsome. Having a decade of working experience as a microbiologist, now turned a soft skill, life skill, corporate and public trainer, come speaker, and of course, a podcaster. I'm a podcaster as well, and I'm based out of Hyderabad. So your question is all regarding myths and facts, realities about Posh, right? And I'm really thankful for giving me the opportunity today to speak with all lovely people out there and have some one-to-one interaction as well. So focusing on the question, it's like, we have really, there are many myths about Posh, like whether it is gender biased, it is only meant for the ladies, I mean the women worker, what is a workplace, how we can segregate the things. So many types of questions it keeps on arising in the mind when a company approaches or wants to have a system set up for Posh in their organization. First of all, yes, this law was implemented somewhere in 2013, I guess, with the Vishaka thing. And then slowly it is, we can't say, yes, women are the victims of at the workplace, because earlier women were not so much into working, I mean professional world, but now with a lot many changes, women are stepping out of their home, and there are certain things that being women we need to take care of ourselves. And also the men have to change their way they see the women. Women, they are good with the household chores, and they are good with professional world as well. So that mindset is developing slowly. It has changed to a lot, and it will be furthermore. Now coming back to this myths, yes, Posh is something which is basically originated because of women. It is meant for women, of course, but women are harassed not only by the male counterparts. Women can be sexually harassed by another woman as well. The world is changing, and there are so many cases like women harassed by another woman. Yes, that happens. So this is the first myth which has to be broken down, that uh, an aggrieved woman is not the one who is being harassed by a male counterpart. Women can be harassed by women. Second thing about this is, certain things are there that NGO plays an important role in the as a member of the IC, like the committee setup which is there in a company for POSH, and their NGO has to play a role, and NGO has to be there to take care of it. So that is something not very much required. An outsider is a part of that group of POSH, or say committee of the POSH, because that person will be not a biased one. He or she will be observing the any of POSH cases as an outsider. He will or she will judge or have the opinion based on as a third person, right? So that is why it is always advisable to have an other person, the third person, not from the organization, but someone other from maybe NGO or somebody else who has got good knowledge about the sexual harassment concept. So that person is considered as a external committee member over here. Now coming to the concept of I have only 10 employees in my organization. Do I need to have a POSH committee? Of course, even if you have two or three employees, then also you have to go for POSH. POSH is more like a guideline. If you are an organization, you are working with male and female workers, then definitely you have to have a POSH committee in your organization. It do not matter how much number of employees are there, but if both genders are working, then definitely POSH committee has to be set up over there. So this is one myth. I mean, this is one truth which the people who are into, like, we do need to have POSH committee. This, yes, of course, you have to have a POSH committee in your office premises. Next, coming to workplace. What does workplace mean? I am working here, and an incident of POSH, I mean, case happened with me when I was traveling somewhere else. Now, this traveling was for official thing. I was traveling to some place because I have to attend that official meeting over there. So I am nowadays office or workplace is not is not a four wall thing. It's not a premise. We can't sit in a one place and do our work. We have to travel, we have to attend conferences, we have to attend events and all. So a POSH thing is applicable to wherever you are going, you are moving because of your work, right? You are an
Ma'am, I
employee
have a
of.
question for you. So when you are saying that sorry to interrupt on that, but I just wanted to understand. So as you're saying that they need to travel to different places, can I have this inquisitiveness that can actually POSH occur also with a person who's indirectly been harassed, or does it only have to be through physical touch, or does it have to be only through? Can it be through maybe a stare or maybe a leer or something like that? I mean, people think only by physical touch it occurs. What do you
Yeah, see, yes, to some extent, staring, gazing, if we are not comfortable with that, if myself being a lady, I'm not comfortable with a person who is continuously staring at me and, gazing at me, then of course, I'm not
I
comfortable. I
don't think
just,
any lady should be comfortable with that. Don't you think so?
yeah, yes, that's true. But then, first thing is that I should directly intervene that, and I'll say, speak up. Look, I'm not comfortable with that look. So if anything is wrong, then please let me know. If still that continues, then we can approach to the posh and let them handle the situation. Whether they will take up, I mean, how much the intensity is there, that way they can find out. If
That's
yes,
great.
if the, yeah, that is what the
That's
posh committee.
wonderful
That is
insights,
what.
Nafisa. That's amazing. I think
Thank you.
our viewers are so carried away with all your inputs, and these are really good inputs that you have shared.